Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is SVS number 430, and it's Sandwich and Sums, and it's by Richard. And Richard does these, I think he basically tries to create a puzzle around some rule set, essentially. And this is, I guess, the 430th one that he's created. I don't know if each one is a different one, but, you know. He's done a lot of really cool settings of puzzles. So anyways, let's get to the rules of this puzzle in particular. We have to apply classic Sudoku rules, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell regions, in this case a box. In rows and columns with a clue outside the grid, exactly n digits are placed between the digits 1 through 9. Those are the sandwich digits. Clues outside the grid indicate the sum of all sandwich digits in the corresponding row or column, where n is the first sandwich digit from that side. So we have a 9 here, right? Oh, that makes things interesting. Well, say we had a 1 here. N would be the first sandwich digit in this direction, right? So this would have to be the n digit. And in this case, it would be 3 because we have 3 digits that are sandwiched between the 1 and the 9. Also, we would know that these other 2 digits must add up to, with the 3, it would add up to 13. So these would have to add up to 10. So you could have 2 and 8 in any order, or 4 and 6 possibly here. And that would be a possibility for this 13 clue. So this is kind of like sandwich, and we have an extra constraint where the first sandwich digit is n, and that provides the total number of digits that must be in the it provides the exact number of digits that are sandwiched in between the 1 and the 9. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so this is definitely the crust of a sandwich. Now, to add up to 11 and to add up to 13, that's very tricky. You could technically have 2 digits adding up to 13. Actually, yeah, you could have technically 2 digits adding up to 13 and 2 digits adding up to 11. However, the problem with that is that would guarantee that 2 has to be one of the digits, right? Because we know the first sandwich digit designates how many the digits are between the 1 and the 9. Well, if you have 2 digits, it must include a 2. So 2 and 9 add up to 11, but 9 can never be as part of the digits that are sandwiched in because it's the crust, right? It's 1 or 9 is the crust. 1 and 9 is the crust. So you can't have 2 digits here. It has to be 3 digits. So this can never be crust, this can never be crust, and one of these is a 1. Same here. This can never be crust, and this can never be crust. So one of these digits are crust. Well, if one of these digits is crust, you can only have 3 unique digits in between, and that would never add up to 33. You could only have 3 unique digits sandwiched in between the crusts. So this can never be a crust here. Therefore, the crust must be here. And again, this must be 3 digits, and this is either 2 and 8 or 4 and 6. We're not sure which. This has to be a 1. 33 in between the sandwich digits means that you can only have 6 digits sandwiched in between. And it has to be specifically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because that adds up to 33. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 adds up to 30, and then 3 adds up to 33. You can't, there's no other combination of digits that can be sandwiched in between a 1 and a 9 to add up to 33. So 2 has to be on the outside. So this is either 1, 2, or 9 here, or this is either 1, 2, or 9. We know none of these can be crust because it has to have 6 digits in between. So it's either 6 here or 6 here. So we have a crust here or a crust here. We're not sure which. For this 6 sandwich, okay, so you have to have a 6 be one of the first digits seen. So it's either here or here. One of these is a 6, guaranteed. Right? Because there are 6 digits sandwiched in between the 1 and the 9. So the 6 has to be the first sandwiched digit. 29. To add up to 29, you have to have at least 5 digits. So these can never be crust either, right? You can't have 5 digits in between these. You can't have 5 digits in between these. So these cannot be crust. Therefore, both of these are crust. So this must be crust and this must be crust. Well, for column 6, you can't have a single digit be in between the digits because it would be 6, and therefore it would signify 6 digits within the number of sandwich digits, which is not possible. It has to be 2 and 4. So this must be crust. So this is 2, this is 4, adding up to 6. Therefore, this is 1, this is 9, this is 1. None of these can be crusts because we already have 2 crusts in the box. We already have 2 crusts in column 6, so this can't be crust. This is 13. Okay, so you cannot have 4 digits add up to 11. So it must go this way. Because this would be the first n digit if it was this way. So this can't be the crust. This has to be crust, and it's 1. This must have 3, and it must be 3, 2, and 6. This can't be 2 because of the 2 in the box. So this must be 6. This is 2. This must be 5, 7, and 8. So 1's here. 1 cannot be here, but this still could be 2 or 9. The rest of row 3 cannot have crust because we have 2 crusts already in that row. To add up to 10, you have to have a 3. Does that even work, though? No, it cannot be 3. Therefore, it must be 2 digits. You can't have 4 digits adding up to 10 without a 1. Obviously, you can't have 1 digit, so it must be 2 digits. And 3 doesn't work. 3 can only be with 2 and 5. Oh, wait, that does work. Interesting. Okay, so you could have 3. So it's either 3, 2, 5, which would be force this to be 3, 5, and 2. And this is crust. Or it's 2 and 8, in which case this is crust and that's crust. So one of these two must be crust, which means the rest of the box cannot be crust because we already have crust, 1 crust in the box. So either it's here, in which case this is 3, 5, and 2, adding up to 10, or you have 2 and 8. So either this is crust or this is crust, or we have this is, so either this is crust and that's crust, or this is crust and that's crust. So the rest of the column cannot be crust. So it would be either 9, 9 is one of these two. So it's either 9 here with 1 here, and this is 3, 5, and 2. Or this is 9, and this is 1. And this would be 8. So either this is 9, in which case this is 3, 5, 2, 1, or this is 8, and this is 9 and 1. We don't know what this digit could be, though. It could be many things. We do know that these are guaranteed to be specifically 5 or 9 and 8 and 9. This we don't know. To have two, can you have 3 digits adding up to 8? And I think the answer to that is no. 3 digits requires a 1 to add up for 3 unique digits adding up to 8, and 1 is definitely part of the sandwich. So it must be 2 and 6 on the outs on column 9. So 2 cannot be here because it has to be inside this sandwich. Therefore, this must be a crust. Since this is a crust, this has to be a crust here, which means this is not crust here because it has to have 6 digits exactly. This is 6. Therefore, this can't be 6. This has to be a 2 then. So this is 2. It's not a crust. This is 1 or 9. We're not sure which. This is 1 or 9 and is a crust. That means the first digit here has to be a 2. And it must be with 6 to add up to 8. So this is a crust. This is 1 or 9. That eliminates crust in the rest of column 9. One of these two is crust. We have a 2 already outside. That means we have to remove the 4 outside also. So this can no longer be crust, because if this is crust, this would be at most 4 digits, and you can't have 4 unique digits from 5, or from specifically 2 through 8, to add up to 29. So this is not crust. Since this is not crust, then the crust has to be here and here, which means this is not crust either. We can delete what these are. These digits are. Therefore, this is a 9, this is 8, and this is 1. That 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 1, 9, and 1. You cannot have 6 digits here in between, so you have to have 5 digits. So 5 is one of these 2 digits here. 4 is the other one that's on the outside, because the digits in between a 1 and a 9, if they were on the very ends, would be 45, which is the sum of the digits 1 through 9, subtracting out 1 and 9, which is 10. So it would be 35. 35 minus 2 is 33. 33 minus 29 is 4. So the other digit outside of the sandwich is a 4. So 4 is either here or it's here. So this is either 4 or it's 1. And this is 4 or it's 9. Do we have anything else? Not particularly there. So we have this 10 done. We have the 33 kind of done. The rest of the digits in row 1 are 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Obviously, this can't be 3 because of the 3 in the column. This can't be 4 because of the 4 in the column. 9 is one of these two. Oof. Again, adding up to 14, it cannot be 2 digits because that requires a 2 to be sandwiched in there. And 2 plus 12 would add up to 14, which is not allowed. So if this were... So this cannot be the crust anymore. If this were the crust here, the problem is this would be only 2 digits in between the crust here and here. And it couldn't be there anyways. So if this is 9, it would have to be with 1 here. This is crust. Obviously, it adds up to 22. That's at least 4 unique digits. It could be 5. The only way it can get 4 is this way. So this must be 4 here. This is crust. So this is 9, which means this is not a 9 here. Well, to add up to 14, it has to be 2, 3, 4, and 5 with 4 digits here. So this is crust. This is also crust and is a 9. This can't be crust because that was the lone 1 possible. So this is 1 and 9. These can't be crusts. Where is the last one? It has to be here. So this is a crust here. 22 to add up to 22, again, it's at least 4 digits, so this can't be crust. So one of these two is the 9, which means neither of these can be the 9. So this must be the 9 here. We need a 4 outside for this 29, so this is a 4, which makes this not a crust. So this is crust here, which means this can't be crust here, so this must be crust here. So this is 9, this is 9, this is 5 to signify how many digits are here. That leaves 3, 6, 7, and 8. This can't be 6 because of the 6 in the box. This can't be 3. This is 4 digits adding up to 22. This is 5 digits adding up to 22. That's 4 eliminates 4, 6 pair from being in the box to add up to 13. So this is a 2, 8 pair, which eliminates 2 and 8 from the rest of the column. This can't be 8. This can't be 4. This can't be 6. 6 has to be one of these two in that row. Since these 5 add up to 22, the remaining 2 digits outside the sandwich must be 35 minus 22, which has to be 13. And the only 2 digits that, well, it could be 5, 8, or 6, 7, adding up to 13. So this can't be 6 here, so this must be 7 or 6 here. Actually, both this 5 forces this not to be a 5, 8 pair. So this must be 6 and 7 here. Therefore, this can't be 7 here. Where is the 6 in column 7? Can't be here because of the 6 in the box. Can't be here because of the 6 in the box. Can't be here because of the 6 in the row. And these are 1 and 9, so this must be 6 here. The remaining digits in row 8. Ooh, we have a problem. This is a 2, 8 pair. So one of these has to be 2 or 8, but the 2 or 8 is eliminated here. How do we mess this up? We mess this up somehow. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 does add up to 29. This has to be 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is specifically 4. This has to be 5. This can't be 2, so this must be 3. That makes this a 2. That 5 makes this an 8, which makes this not 5, it's a 7. That leaves us as a 4. I think it's something here that might have been messed up, maybe. Oof. That's bad. This must be a 3, 7, 8 triplet. That eliminates 3, 7, 8 from the rest of the row. That leaves this as a 2. We don't have any other place for it. That leaves this as a 4, 5 pair. And this must be 4. To add up to 14. We need 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is 5. This can't be 5 here or here. This can't be 3, 4, 5. This is 7 or 8 here. This cannot be 2. This is 3, which makes this 2. That leaves a 4 and a 6 left in box 6. Two and 4. This has to be 4, right? This 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 4, which makes this 6. Yeah, that's still the same. This can't be 6 here. 6 can't be here, so 6 is one of these two digits here. 4 is one of these two digits here. Three, 2, and 6 adds up to 11. It can't be 3, 4, and 4. This can't be 8 here. The rest of column 3 is 3, 4, and 7. So one of these is a 4. I mean, this is 5 digits, so I don't get it. This can't be 3. We have 3 digits outside. This has to be a 4. So the other, that means, yeah, it's just, this is 2 and this is 2 and 8. That's problematic. You can't have 4 digits. It has to be 3. Why is this having problems here? What am I missing? What did I mess up here? This is still valid, I'm pretty sure. It has to be 2 and 6 for this sandwich. Because you can't have 3 digits unless you have a 1 in between. And obviously 1 is a crust. So this can't be 2, this has to be a crust. Which means it's 2 and 6 here to add up to 8. This is 6 digits. So that's fine. This is 5 digits at least. Because 9 could not be here anymore. This right, this had to be 2. So that was guaranteed. This is 2 and 6. Huh. Okay, let's oops, I accidentally reset the time too. That's not good. Anyways, well, whatever. It's 20 minutes plus whatever time I get. This is crust again. It has to be 3, can't be 2, right? Can't be 4. 4 digits, unique digits from 2 through 8, minimum add up to 14. So it has to be 3. Cannot be here, so none of these are crust. Therefore, this is not crust, this is crust, and it's a 1. And you have to have a 3 here, because it's 3 digits in between. This has to be 2 and 8 or 4 and 6. It just has to be to add up to 13. 3 minus 13 is 10. These two digits must add up to 10. Again, you have to have 3 digits. So it's either here or it's here. Again, these cannot be crust. These cannot be crust because, again, you have to have 5 digits to add up to 29. 4 unique digits add up to a maximum of 26, right? 5, 6, 7, 8 only adds up to 26. which is 13 times 2. So if it's 5, it's either 5 here, 5 here, or 5 here. It could be 6, but we don't know. Actually, it can't be 6. If it's 6, that means a 6 is left outside and you have 6 digits inside, so it has to be specifically 5. This again cannot have a 2 being there, and the 2 is outside the sandwich. So if we had a 2 here and it was outside, what digits are inside? That would add up to 8, with n being the exact number of digits sandwiched. We wouldn't be able to have it. So this cannot be 2. This has to be a sandwich, means this is not a sandwich. We have to have 6 digits in between. This is a sandwich, and this is the non-sandwich 2. Since this is a sandwich, we need 2 digits adding up to 8. This is 2 in blue. That must add up with a 6 to add up to 8. So this is sandwich, not sandwich here. This cannot be a sandwich clue anymore. This is not a sandwich clue, so it can't be 3 digits that way. Therefore, it must be 3 digits this way. And this is a 1. So this is 1. This has to be 3. This is a sandwich because there's the only 2 digits left in box 2, and all the rest are non-sandwich clues. So these can't be, they're crust. The rest are non-crust clues. This must be a 2, which means this can't be 2 or 8. It's a 4-6 pair. This is a 1 or 9. This is 1 or 9. It has to add up to 6 in the sandwich cells, and it can't just be the 6 by itself because that's a single digit. It must be 2 digits. So this is a 2 with 4 specifically. This is a sandwich. This is a 1. That eliminates crust clues in the rest of the box. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so this is 9. This is 1. 3 digits adding up to 11. That must mean these two add up to 8. Well, we can't have 3, 5. You can't have 1, 7. So this must be 2 and 6. This is then 2. That's 6, which leaves this as a 5, 7, 8 triplet. So this is all the same still. We still have 5, 7, and 8 here. This is 5, 7, and 8 here. The rest of column 6 is not crust. So it's one of these 3. And this must be a 5, 7, 8 triplet. One of these 3 is a 9. 4 has to be one of these 2. It's 6 digits here. So this is 6. We have to have 5 digits adding up to 29. So again, it cannot be this one. Either this is crust, which makes this 2 and 8. You can have 3 digits as long as it's 3, 2, and 5. So 2 has to be in between the crust. So this must be a crust. And therefore is a 9, which forces this to be 1, forces this to be 9, which forces this to be 1. Okay, so none of row 4 can be crust anymore because we have 2 crusts in that row. None of the box 4 can be crust. Any of these could be 9. We have 5 digits again. 4 cannot be here. So where is the 4 in column 4? It must be here. So this is 4. We have to have 4. Actually, we don't have to have 4 digits in between. We have to have at least 3, though. Well, can this, because you can't have 2 and 12 adding up to 14 because 12 is not a digit. So this has to be a crust, and either one of these two is a crust, which means none of these are crusts. This can't be crust, and this is a 1. So we have to have 5 digits in between. Therefore, this is a crust and is a 9. This has to be non-crust and is a 4. To add up to 6 on the outside, which leaves us 33 or 29 on the inside, which is 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which is correct. So this has to be 5, which means 5 cannot be here. That leaves the remaining digits in row 2 as 3, 6, 7, 8. And this can't be 6. This has to be a 3, 7, 8 triplet. 3 can't be here. This has to be 2 digits in between, 2 and 8 to add up to 10. Therefore, this is a 1. This can't be 8. The remaining digits are 3, 4, and 7, and they are not crust. 9 cannot be here, so that's not crust. This adds up to... Oh, I see what I messed up. It was this way. It's 22 going this way. That's the reason why it kept on running into the problem. Right. So 9 could be here, but that's only 1 digit in between, so this is not valid. This can't be valid, so it's one of these two is the 9. 1 is the remaining crust, so 1 has to be here because we only have so many 1s. You have to have at least 4 digits in between the 1 and the 9 to add up to 22. So this can't be crust. Therefore, this must be crust and is a 9, which means this can't be crust because we have 2 crusts already in the box. This is the last 9 possible, or last crust possible in box 8. That means this can't be crust here. One of these two is crust. And it has to have at least 4 digits, so this must be crust here. Which means this is 4 digits here. So this is 4 going this way, and this must be 4 going this way. So this is not crust. This is crust. So this is a 9. This is a 9. I think we should have all the 9 crust. Yep. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 6 and 4. That means this can't be 4. We have 5 digits going this way. This is 5. This must be a 6-7 pair because it can't be 5-8, adding up to 13 on the outside. So this is 6, this is 7. That means this can't be 7. Okay, so this is now correct. This can't be 6. Where is the 6 in row 2? It must be here. So this is 6. That leaves this as 3, 5, 7, or 8. These are also 3, 5, 7, or 8. This has to be a 5. That's the only digit it could be. So these can't be 5 here. This can't be 5 here. The 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is a 3. That 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 7, 8. This is 3. This is 4. Right, this is already adding up to 10, so we have 2 more digits adding up to 22 minus 10, which is 12. Cannot be 3, 9, obviously. Can't be 4, 8. It must be 5, 7. So this is a 5, 7 pair here. That leaves a 2, 8 pair here. This can't be 2 because of the 2 in the column. So this is 8, which makes this 2. That leaves us as a 3. This can't be 3 or 8 here. So it's a 5 or 7. We have a 5, 7, 8 triplet in box 2, which eliminates 5, 7, and 8 in the rest of the box. So this must be a 3 here, which means this can't be 3. We have a 7, 8 pair in column 7, which eliminates 7 and 8 in the rest of the column. This can't be 7 or 8. This is 3, which means this can't be 3. And we're left with 2 and 6 remaining in column 7. This can't be 2 because of the 2 in the row. So this is 6. This is 2. Okay. Yeah, and everything else is just basically Sudoku. The remaining digits in row 7 are what? 2, 3, and 8. This can't be 3. This can't be 8 here because of the 8 in the column, so this is 2. This can't be 3, so this is 8, which makes this a 3. We have 5 and 8 remaining in box 9. That leaves this as a 4. This 8 eliminates 8 here. We have 2 and 3 remaining in column, in box 6, actually. That leaves this as, can't be 2 because of the 2 in the row. So this is 3, this is 2. We have in box 7, the remaining digits are 6 and 7. It's fine. In row 6, we have the remaining digits as 5, 6, and 7. Okay. In row 4, where's the 4? Can't be in column 1 because of the 4 in the column 1, and neither of these could be 4 because 4 in the box, so this must be a 4 here. This can't be 5. This is 5 or 7 here. So we got 4 digits going that way. Okay, so we have 6 digits going this way, adding up to 33. 5 digits here, adding up to 29. 3 digits here, adding up to 11. 2 digits here, adding up to 10. 3 digits here, adding up to 13. 2 digits here, adding up to 6. This has to be a 5, because 2, 3, 4, 5 adds up to 14. Therefore, this can't be 5. This is 8. This is 5, which makes this 8, which makes this 7, which makes this 8, which makes this 7. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 7, which makes this 5, which makes this 7, which makes this 5, which makes this 7, that makes this 8. Therefore, this is 5, this is 7, this makes this 6 and 5. This can't be 5 or 7, so this is 8. This can't be 7 because of the 7 in the column, so this is 6, and that's a 7. Ooh, so it's essentially 33 minutes because I made, I don't know, I just basically put this as a 4 instead of this one because I wasn't going in the correct direction. I think it's because every other one was going this way. So I just, yeah, I don't know. I just placed the 4s there naturally. But obviously that's a kind of major mistake. So apologies for that. Otherwise, it's fairly straightforward, right? Again, like I said, the N being the first sandwich digit definitely restricts things a lot. So it forces things to be pretty restrictive. There could probably actually be a lot of puzzles related to that. You don't actually probably need too many sandwiched N sums to be there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.